What's going on, guys? It's your boy CBS and we are back, and today is a huge patch for Destiny Universe. They are patching, nerfing, buffing all the weapons across the board minus heavy, and I think it's about time. Now, the auto rifle changes they made, I'm not the biggest fan of because I think auto rifles were pretty much perfect the way they were. They're great in the Crucible, they're average in PvE, and I guess if you wanted to lower it in PvP a little bit to make it even across the board, I could see that. But these are the changes they made. They want to make the auto rifle good at close to medium range, and what they did was they reduced the base damage of auto rifles by 2.5% across all across all average rate of fire statted auto rifles, and the lower rate of fire or the higher rate of fire auto rifles did not take as much of a hit. Now I think that's okay, I guess, but we'll see how it affects my PvP play, because in PvP I do use auto rifles, but I mainly use pistols, and in PvE I like to have auto rifles just for the continuous damage. And if they're all going to be this low impact, high rate of fire weapons, then I'm probably just going to stop using them altogether, because the only time I really use it is the Suros. So, and obviously I'm probably just like everybody else in that regard. So you're also going to notice a big effect in the range. So when you're looking at new auto rifles, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to the range, and because it will affect the way the weapon handles. And the range, it says right here, now your range stats is more critical to long distance engagement. So I think I already looked at that before, prior to when I'm choosing weapons for the Crucible and for PvE, because you can tell when you're a long distance, even with pistols or anything else. So that's a good change. The next big change that I think is fantastic, and is finally what we've been begging for: pulse rifles. Pulse rifles have increased their base damage by 10%. Well, let me be exact. Increased base damage of pulse rifles by 9.7%. And now that's fantastic, because now it puts it more in line with the rest of the weapons that are on the game. Because in PvE I'm more of a hand cannon, scout rifle kind of guy, and then in PvP I'm a pistol hand cannon and auto rifle type of guy. But because pulse rifles, holy moly, pulse rifles are so inconsistent and almost unusable minus the red death, there was no reason to use them. But now if their damage is going to be at least in line with something along, if they can get it close to a scout rifle, I would use pulse rifles all day. But we'll see how much it really affects the weapon. I'm hoping that it really makes it as strong as all these other weapons, because some of these weapons, there's only two good pulse rifles in the game in my opinion right now, and that's Red Death and Bad Juju. And Bad Juju, once they updated it, it's actually a really good gun. If you haven't used it, you haven't got it, go check it out. It's actually pretty good. So the next change is hand cannons. They want to make the hand cannons perfect at medium range. That's what their goal is, with close to medium range. And they're also going to rewards agility when under fire, precision targeting, and snapshots. So they're going to reduce the effective range of pistols, so that's going to be probably really noticeable in PvP. In PvE you probably won't notice it too much, because most of the pistols that the community uses are elemental based anyway. So we're using those pistols mainly for the Arc or the Void or whatever, or the Market Devoured perks. So you're also going to notice damage fall-offs start closer to the shooter, and follow-up shots are less accurate at long range. So the bullet drop is going to be a lot more noticeable, I guess, if I'm reading this correctly. And at long ranges, there's going to be a slight reduction in initial accuracy, so that's going to be a big deal as well. Now the next change is fusion rifles. Fusion rifles, they're going to be widening the blast cone for fusion rifles. Now I think this is a change they definitely need to make for PvP, because there's absolutely no reason to carry a shotgun when you can have something like the Murmur or Plan C that has such a tight-knit cone that one-shot kills were easy from pretty much close to medium range. Even if you didn't hit all of your 6 shots with the fusion rifle, or your 6 shots from the cone, 4 shots did the trick just fine. So this is definitely a good change for the Crucible. We'll see how it affects my PvE play, excuse me, because I like the way pulse rifles play, or fusion rifles play in the Jesus, my words are fucked up. I like the way fusion rifles play in PvE, especially against bosses and yellow enemies, because I just feel like it hits them so hard that it gives you chances to I guess, evaluate what you want to do next. So hopefully it doesn't affect PvE too much, but if it does, I'll cover that in another video. And then the last big change they got is shotguns. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of shotguns for any way. I used to like them in Call of Duty and Halo, but in this one, they're just not really my style, so I don't really use them, especially the way fusion rifles play. But maybe we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna read the goal. It says the goals here are: shotguns are optimal at very close range. It's supposed to be complemented by melee attacks and other close quarter class builds. So, like as an example, hunters, you can dual wield throwing knives, so you can have double throwing knife, shotgun throwing knife, shotgun throwing knife. And Titan and Warlock melees, they have some range to them, so you can hit, you know, from a close range and melee and not be right on top of the person and still get a kill. That's I guess the goal they want from the shotgun. They're also going to be increasing the damage by 2 for all non-guardian kills, so that's great, because the only time I see anybody using shotgun is in the Crucible. Now I don't see anybody ever use it in PvE, so that'll be really good. If they're going to double the damage for PvE kills for a shotgun. That's really good, so I'll be excited to see how much that affects, you know, yellow encounters and things like that, because I've been trying to get my shotgun kills up already because I don't have any of that Grimoire card worked up, so we'll see how that goes. They're also going to reduce the high-end values that you get, so Crucible players with long-range shotguns need to be a little closer for successful one-shot kills, so that's good. A little like a fusion rifle, initial starting ammo is reduced across all Crucible shotguns, so that's another good thing, because you only get a full clip plus like what, 6 for a shotgun. So I mean, I don't really see the point in reducing the shotgun reserves, but that's probably because I don't use them, so I don't really notice it. So they didn't really touch the snipers, scout rifles, heavy machine guns, or rocket launchers. For the most part, these weapons have not been changed as part of the update. Excuse me. However, changes to the Destiny arsenal mean that untouched weapons may now seem different in a side-by-side comparison. You may discover new reasons to start using some of these weapons as part of your combat strategy. So I already been using scout rifles. I already use machine guns way more than rocket launchers, and everybody carries a good sniper rifle, i.e. icebreaker and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I pretty much covered everything in the update. All the important links will be below, including my subscribe button, the like button, the share button, the full patch notes below as well. So if you haven't seen them, go ahead and check the description box out. Holy moly, this commentary has been full of jumbles. But anyways, subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Finish him. He's hurt. Finish him. There you go for the win. Let's go. Oh, that's nice right there. I ain't even know.